Hi everybody, today I'm working on a 2004 Mini Cooper S. This car has a torn strut mount bearing. And the way you know it has a bad strut mount bearing is if you look through the hole here on the top of the struts, you'll see that the rubber is torn here. It's torn about halfway through on this car. On some cars it may tear almost all the way through and actually interfere with driving. You may hear scrunching sounds when turning. But on a lot of cars this is torn and the driver doesn't even know it. Also, the strut mount should be mainly flat. We can see a little bit of curvature here, which is because it's mushroomed from hitting harsh bumps and that sort of thing. So we're going to pound this back in place after we remove the strut. This is what the strut mount bearing looks like. Basically the strut is attached to this and the whole weight of the car is sitting on this. And as you turn the wheel, it rotates. So there's a ball bearing inside the middle, and then it's surrounded by a rubber bushing to absorb some of the shock from the roadway. And these aren't too hard to replace, although you may need a couple special tools or some big friends to help you. I'll put a link in the description where you can get the parts and the tools I use in this video. Other than a floor jack and jack stands, the only special tools you're going to need for this job should be a pair of spring compressors, like these ones. To do this work, you're going to need to jack up the car so both of the front wheels are off the ground. This is to remove tension from the sway bar, because we have to disconnect the sway bar end link. So first we'll remove the wheel. Alright, now that we've got the wheel off, we can see the strut. I'm going to pull the brake line out from the little bracket here. And same thing for the wheel speed sensor. Next I'll remove this 18mm bolt on the back here. Grab a hammer and tap. And then the strut should kind of fall out of the front side here, and you should be able to kind of pull and push just like that. You may need to use a pry bar, but whatever you do, don't put your fingers inside the hole because the strut might come back and pinch it. So tap it forward like that. Next I'll remove the end link, the lower bolt here. The bolt is a 16mm, and on the inside there's a couple of flat spots where I can put a wrench to stop the inside part from turning. This is a 17mm. And since we jacked up both sides of the car, the end link is moving freely. If it doesn't, make sure that there's not tension on the sway bar. Alright, now the only thing holding the strut on is these 13mm bolts on the top here. So I'll remove those, and then it'll just drop right out the bottom. When I remove the last bolt, I'm going to hold on to the strut from underneath so it doesn't fall. Then we can wiggle it out of there. Before working on the strut, I'm going to pound this mushroom strut tower back in place a little bit, and I'll just use a block of wood and a big hammer. Alright, that's a little better. No need to go overboard. On the left side, this looks a lot more normal. It's a lot more flush, as you can see. Alright, now we'll turn our attention back to the strut. So I'm going to put these spring compressors on here, one on each side. We just need to take the tension off so we can get the top bolt here off and remove it. There we go. If you don't have impact tools, you can see in the middle there's a hex in the inside of the strut. I think that's a 5 or a 6mm keyway, and you can hold it in place with that. But that allowed us to pretty easily remove the bad strut mount. So I'll grab the replacement and just pop it on here. And actually it looks like we have enough threads to get the nuts started without even compressing these. When I hand tightened them, that was enough to give me access to the thread. And when I put everything back together again, it should be pretty simple to loosen these without having to crank them down the whole way. So I'll put the nut back on. There we go. Take the spring compressors back off. Alright, now we'll put it back up in place. So I'll go in at this angle, which is kind of the same as what I did when taking it out. I'll put the end link on the back side of the axle. We'll lift it up in place and try to get a couple of these threads started for the 13mm nuts. Alright, we got a couple of the bolts installed for now. We'll go back under and try to wedge it back in place here. Alright, so I'll stick it back into the hole for the hub carrier thingy here. Make sure I got the brake and the sensor wire on the correct side, and make sure the end link is behind the axle here. And then I'll kind of push it back in place. And don't put your fingers back in here or you might get them pinched. Just kind of wiggle. Might need a hammer to kind of get stuff to go back. Let's take a look on top. So all of our threads are exposed. I'll put the nuts on more. We can go ahead and tighten them now. On the back side there's a tab here that has to go in between where the split is on the back side of the hub here. And then we can either tap upward on the bracket here, or sometimes it helps to have a floor jack underneath pushing up. So I'll try tapping first. Looks like it doesn't want to go just quite yet, so I'll grab a floor jack, and then I'm going to jack up on the ball joint on the outside of the control arm here. I'll give it a little pressure and then hit with the hammer again. It should start to slide in. There it goes. So now I can put this bolt back in. Make sure the threads are engaged. It's easy to strip this one. And we can put the end link back on. Make sure this bolt is tight or you'll get a really loud noise when you hit even the tiniest bump. We'll put these lines back into their little holders. Alright, and that's pretty much all there is to it. That's how to change the strut mount bearing on a Mini Cooper. We'll want to get an alignment because the suspension geometry has probably changed a little bit. This procedure will work for any first gen Mini, and it's probably really similar for a second or third gen as well. I'll put a link in the description with all the parts and tools. Let me know if you have any question. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.